Hey Kristen, good evening. Hi Kylie. Awesome for making it on time. Hey Melissa Lee Hickman, how are you? I am getting ready. I'm on early so that I can share this out so that we can start at 7:30 on time. Hey Queen Kimmy, how are you? Um, I am trying to get this shared out, so I got on about 15 minutes early. Because it takes me about 15 minutes to get these fucking shit shared out. While we do that, let's just have a little musical moment. Good. Hi, Raul. They came out here to. Whoops, sorry. They came out here to do what? What did you guys come out here to do? What was it? Why? We came out here to experience the weather. We just came out here to experience the weather. Yeah, we heard about all the evacuation going on, but we just came out. Hi, Catherine. Evacuation. We came out here to experience the weather. Yeah, we heard about all the evacuation going on, 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 evacuation going on. Hey, Crystal and Jay. Evacuation going on, 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 evacuation going on. Okay, I just love that. I actually put that on and like moved, like it lifts my energy. I don't know why. It's from a broadcast. I found it on Facebook. Somebody posted it on Facebook. I think it's the funniest thing, but the beat is actually kind of badass. And the fact that he's saying vacillation, there's a vacillation going on, I just think it's hilarious. So it totally lifts my energy. Anyways, let me get to posting and we can get started. What was I doing? Sorry, I just think that is the funniest friggin' thing. A vacillation going on. So, but I can't post on the Facebook page and play that in the background, or else I'd be posting and grooving. I can't play you other music, something more calm and spiritual. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Let's do this. There we go. That'll be nice and calm, and it's different than all that meditative music we've been playing for late of recent. So let me get this shared out really quick. I gotta create a share and share it out to the groups. So just give me a moment, guys. There is a list. There have been reservations that have been made, and I've got some house rules that I'm gonna throw up in a minute. But we're not starting until 7:30, so just be patient. I'm not gonna read the chat right now. I need to do this, but I will be with you guys in just a moment. Join us live for some charm, divination, and evacuation. Fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. It's going to be a fun time. Return. 1 second, guys. Just give me a moment. I'm just being a dork, so give me a moment. I just gotta post this out to groups. Oh my god, this music, it's kind of like barbiturates. It's really lovely. Copy. Where's my little post? Let's paste that in the post. Paste. Space, space, space. Join us. Okay, let's see how that works. Now I've got a... People are going to be like, what the hell is evacuation? They're going to think it's some new type of divination. They're going to be like, oh, I want to be evacuated! I'll be like, look here. Copy. Alright. Evacuate me! Post. Did I do that right? I hope so. Paste. This is the part that is like so like sort of tedious because I gotta share it everywhere. Just give me a moment and I'll be right with you guys. Share. I gotta center and get my attention in one place. Playing that evacuation song always gets me feeling goofy. Group. Galactic Federation of Light. Tell those guys we're going live. Paste. Group. Lightworkers and healers. We'll tell them we're going live. Post. Oh, my neck. Paste. Group. Let's tell the enlightened empaths. Let's invite the empaths. We're inviting the Galactic Federation of Light. The empaths. The enlightened empaths. It's like, feels like Lord of the Rings, where we're bringing all the different tribes together to join as one and conquer the evil of Mordor. All right, or the evil of whatever is going on this planet right now. Let me see. Group. Lightworkers and healers. Did I do that one? I don't know. There's 2 lightworkers and healers groups. Then let's light post. Post. Paste. Evacuation going on. I think I'm gonna have to hear that one more time, guys. So you guys are gonna have to get your groove on with me. Hey, Jen Nicole. Hey, Angel. Hey, Deborah Rosado. Light post, paste. Please share it out, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're new to the page, please subscribe to either the business page, hit the bell and follow, or if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe and the bell so you'll be notified whenever I do this. This is going to be every Friday and Saturday night until you guys get bored of me, basically. I will be pulling single cards for people that haven't bought charm readings. I do have a list of people that have pre-reserved. So I'm going to take those guys, but I'll do single card pulls for other people in between. I am going to use a different deck tonight, another new deck that I had ordered off of Etsy that I'm excited about. I did the deck unboxing on, I don't know, maybe about within the last week. It's called the Breakup Deck. So it's going to be a little bit interesting. I don't know where that just shared to. I'm not talking now. I'm not paying attention. One moment, guys. I'm going to be using the Breakup Deck tonight as the single card pulls for tonight. So they're very interesting, sort of empowering, healing cards, but they surround like breakups and the actions of others. So let's just say that. So be prepared for that. I have an unboxing video if you want to see it on my YouTube channel. And I was actually speaking back and forth with the creator of the deck today, and she followed me on Instagram, and I followed her. Her name is Divine Scarlet, but she is on Instagram under The Breakup Deck. And it's a really cool deck for those of you that use cards or read or want something to help you through any sort of past pain that you have surrounding relationships. There are really beautiful messages in there about how to sort of where to put your attention and your intention, like I always talk about. So I want to use her deck tonight and sort of feature it. Let me finish doing this. I'm sharing this out to quite a few groups. And I want to make not to double share it because that usually annoys people. Or annoys groups, This music. I might have to change this music. I'm going to have to evacuate in a minute, guys, just to get my spirits back up. Because this part of the video where I have to share out, it requires so much garbage. Like remembering in steps that I'm like, meh. This isn't what I want to do. Hey, Monica Friend. Hey, Amanda Coupin Myers. Hey, Linda Massa. Hey, Kristen Ravello. I said hello to you. Good. You're not getting bored. I'm glad. Let me see here. Paste. Group. Post. Share. Light post. Paste. Papa, there's gotta be an easier way of doing this. I swear, man. There's gotta be. Can't we all just get along? Share, right post, paste, tap to change the group, pick the group. Elevated Life TV, post, boom, share, right post, paste, tap to change group. Evacuation going on, psychic connections, post, boom. Just a few more guys and I'll be right with y'all. No, that's not what I want. Post. Share, right post, paste. Tap to change, group. Oh, did I share there already? I can't remember. Oh, it's like I'm brain dead. Post. I know I didn't share there. I hope I didn't share to Claudia Ibarra's group twice, but I'm going to do it because I know she allows my post there, and I want to make sure that I'm not bombarding her, so hopefully I didn't, but I am going to send it out to her maybe a second time. So Claudia, if you are watching and I have sent it to you twice, I am sorry. I'm sending it to my own news feed because Facebook makes me do that now. And I think that's it. If you guys share that on your news feeds, that would be great. I would appreciate it. I don't know if it'll go there too, but we'll send it there. All right, I think we're all shared out. So, are we ready to... Oh, Kristen, you haven't seen it yet. Okay, girl. Well, you ready? You ready? We're going to evacuate. Hold on. Hold on, girl. No, that needs to stop. Hold on. We're going to evacuate. All right, ready, guys? Some of you know. Some of you that got here early. It's not even 7:30 yet, so cool.
Why? You know, had experienced the weather. They came out here to do what? What did you guys come out here to do? What was it? Why? You know, had experienced the weather. We came out here to experience the weather. Yeah, we heard about all the evacuation going on, but we just came out here to experience the weather. Evacuation.
Ready? Get your groove on.
You know, had experienced the weather. Yeah, we heard about all the evacuation going on, 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 evacuation going on.
Oh, it just ends too soon.
Okay.
It just ends too soon. It's so good. Sven was asleep on the floor right next to my foot. He's like, what is this shit? Sven's like, oh Jesus, what house did I... He's like, take me back to the pet store. Take me back to the SPCA. I want to go back. This place is weird. Okay, let me put that beautiful, like, windy chime music on. That should put us all to sleep. But whatever. Yeah, more of that. Hopefully Facebook won't recognize this music. So let me get to one more thing and then we can get started. Evacuation going on. Okay, so I've got... Is Jen Nichols here? We've got Jen Nichols. We've got Jen Nichols. I need my pen. Jen Nichols, Deborah Rosado. Deborah Rosado, who I know is here. And then, who is my third? My third is... I know I have a third. Not Deborah. That's Jen. Andrea. Oh, she must be with you, Kristen. Is she with you? Deborah's here. Awesome. I am a lefty, Kylie. I am a lefty, for sure. So, Andrea Maracol. So those are my paids. If anybody wants to pay for a charm reading, it's $25. You can PayPal me. The link is here. And you get the charm reading thing. I am going to do cards, free cards. So I don't like to fill up the list right away because people that show up late, because I've just posted it out to groups, might come in. So I like to leave a few spots open. I don't know if I will be getting any sort of evacuations or reservations, but you will. Oh, awesome! Awesome. All right, so I'm learning Instagram, guys. It's really funny because I'm like kind of an old geezer and I don't know much about social media. And I'm learning Instagram, and these tarot decks that I have found that I'm super excited about using, similar to like the breakup deck, which I'll be using tonight by the Divine Scarlet, is I'm able to get in touch with these people that created these decks. And so one of them just responded, these decks that I've been waiting for that I got off of Etsy, that will be one of the decks that I'm going to put into the self-created group that we're going to use for maybe, I don't know, next month or the month of November as our daily forecast deck, is this deck by this artist that is out of New Zealand, and it's called she is on Instagram under Hand Me That Pencil. Okay, her name is Justine. And this is the first deck that I ordered from her. It's packaged in just clear packaging, but just to see the artwork, it's very like feminine centered. I think it's really cool, like divine feminine energy, which I love. And so I have not unboxed it. This is actually, it came in an envelope like this, sealed in this plastic. So when I open the envelope, this is the deck, but it's like, you know, the cards are stacked on top of each other. So this will be one of those decks that I'm going to put up as an unboxing, and then you guys will watch the videos, vote, and that deck that wins will be the new deck that follows the Literary Witches that we do for the morning forecast. So the other deck that I got from her, they actually both arrived on the same day, even though I ordered them separately, and I've been waiting for a while because they came all the way from New Zealand. Is this deck, and it is called the Ritual Tarot deck. And it's similar to the Literary Witches, where it is just a single symbol, but she has little, like, sort of brief sayings at the bottom. So this deck I'm excited to use too, but again, I'm going to do the unboxing first before using it in a public forum like this. So that's going to be happening, and I'm excited about that. And she just responded on Instagram and said, oh, I'm so excited to know that they arrived. So it's kind of funny. Instagram is a neat tool because you can kind of message people very directly and be like, oh hey, I got your deck. Thank you. I'm so excited. I also want to say a quick thank you to, I have a secret admirer, I think. Only because I received in the mail today a new deck, the Sensual Wicca Tarot. It was on my wish list on Amazon, and one of my pervy viewers sent this to me. I love you. Please call me. So I'm excited about this because we're gonna get like an adult deck. We're finally gonna get to look at an adult deck, and I don't know what I'm gonna pair this with or how I'm gonna use it, but there is gonna be some wackadoo pick a cards coming if more of these decks show up like this off of that wish list. So I mean, really, like on the cover there's boobies. I don't even know if YouTube is gonna shut me down for this. So. It might be a very cool deck, and I'm just like a 14-year-old boy, but I'm super excited about that. Thank you to whomever sent it to me. DM me, slide into my DMs, as the youngins say. Slide into my DMs. So I'm not gonna out your pervy ass. I'll just out my own. I put it on my wish list. I'm guilty. Okay, so thank you to whomever sent that my way. I'll get to look at that. I'm gonna do an unboxing for that, and I might do it naked. So I'm just saying. I don't know. We'll see. I gotta check the rules and regs with YouTube, and also make sure that the cats aren't around because I don't want scratches on anything that are sensitive. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's get started. Open it. Look at Ducky. Ducky, no! I'm not gonna open it. Um, I know, don't you love it, Michaela? I love it too, and I'm excited that somebody had the chutzpah or the cojones to send me one of the dirty decks off the list because I just was like, I want to see what they are. There's like Kama Sutra deck. There's all of these different decks on the list, and I want to mix them and do like a whole love spread, like well, pardon me for getting so graphic there. I didn't mean it like that. Get your minds out of the gutter, people. But I want to do like a whole sort of, I don't know, sexuality based pick a card, or that's why I also bought this deck, the breakup deck. It's really wonderful. It's direct. It's very empowering. It's very you know, like realistic, modern, like now. It speaks in the now. So I think that's kind of cool. I don't know if I would pair that with the sensual Wicca Tarot, but maybe, I don't know. I mean, for a relationship reading, maybe if somebody's on the rocks with their partner, I would certainly intermix the two and sort of say, okay, this is what maybe your relationship was like. This is what's going on now. So we'll see how spirit guides me, how spirit, as the shirt says, how spirit guides me. We will it'll all play out the way it's supposed to, right? So very cool that Instagram. Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm freaking out! So the lady that created this deck, who is in New Zealand right now, which is like I think 13 hours apart, Justine, hello Justine, wherever you are out there in the world. She just messaged me on I'm getting I'm getting the like I can feel it down my sides here. Look at the beautiful art on the back. I just noticed this. This is on the back of her thank you card that she gave me. But she just messaged me on Instagram saying, what did she say? Let me read this to you guys. She says, mentioned you in a comment, totally watching you on YouTube right now. I do love the magic of the internet. And then to think I was afraid of Instagram. It's so funny. It is so funny. Like, she is a world away, but she has created this like beautiful, beautiful deck that I cannot wait to open. Now I'm inspired. I'll probably do the unboxing or the unwrapping of these tomorrow and shoot those videos so that they're up, so that we can get these decks into rotation. So I'm super excited about that. So hi Justine, and thank you so very much. They are beautiful. They were well worth the wait. It wasn't that long, but there was quite a bit of anticipation. And I will, once they're open and unboxed and that content is shot, then I will use them during these live charm events to do as free card pulls and stuff to people that just join us. All right, so thank you, Kristen. Kristen says, LMFAO, you are so cute. Thanks, girl. So, Kristen says, hi, Justine. I'm not sure where she's watching. I don't know if she's watching from via Facebook or... Well, she must be watching... Well, no, because my link is there, so she could be via Facebook or she could be via YouTube. So I'm not sure if she's seeing you. But guys, give her a follow. Her art is beautiful. She also makes dolls and other things. I was looking at her page the other day. I'm still learning how Instagram works. It's really interesting. Like tonight I called Ducky because I did a picture of Gus. He was looking at me and it was around food time. And some of you saw it and liked it. But I put Augustus's name and I put Bulldog and Feed Me Bitch. And I was really surprised that Feed Me Bitch had over 1,000 posts. I was like, and what I don't understand is I always think that there's somebody behind the hashtag, which that's not necessarily the case. It's just like this area where all of these hashtags and pictures go and wait to be seen by other people, I guess. I'm not sure. But anyways, I'm still learning how Instagram works. But hand me that. She's at Hand Me That Pencil on Instagram. She has beautiful art there. Check her out. Her name is Justine, and you guys can do with it what you will. So let's get to the charming. So Deborah Rosado, I know you're here. Hey, Jen Nichols. Jen Nichols is here. Awesome. Jen, did you see the beginning of the video? Did you see that I got a new gift from a secret admirer? The sensual Wicca Tarot. I wouldn't know maybe who would have sent this, but a secret admirer sent it, so they didn't include a note or anything, but I don't know. One of you is a pervy. Naughty. So let's get started. Deborah, you're here. What would you like charmed tonight? Madam X. Ducky. So what would you like charmed, Deborah? Like a subject? I know, we are all pervs for the most part. And that's okay. I say let your freak flag fly. I don't, you're going over to YouTube? Okay, Jennifer, I'll see you there. I like YouTube's platform better. I think it's a little bit better. And we also get people like Fred Green from last night that come in off of Facebook and be all weird. Love. Okay. So Spirit Man, please get a charm reading for Deborah Rosado and love. Okay. We ready to get started? Let's switch cameras, guys. Let me remember to put up the chat. Okay. So let's first start with the Scrabble tiles. So we've got an I. We've got an E. If you get an O, girl, I'm singing an old McDonald. P. We've got pie. I don't know if those are of any significance for you, but I don't know. Are you looking for your piece of the pie in the love department right now, maybe? So let's look at what we've got going on here. So I'm going to start right at the center. You have the couple's embrace ring right here, if you can see that. If it gets out of focus, you guys let me know, because sometimes when I move the pointer too much, it gets out of focus. But and you also have the moon. The moon is the broken moon, but it is here. It's not. It doesn't mean anything bad. It just broken another charming. So this represents as the moon, which is like feminine intuition. There's a depth. There's a wateriness to this. There's an emotionality to this in your center, in your conscious mind. I feel like there is a man or a partner that you were sort of connected to. He's face down in this situation and he's in the present moment, but the face down feels like maybe it's on off again, or he's off at this moment. Whoever it might be that you're interested in or that you were with, or maybe that you, like, to me, these three charms feel like they're sort of swirling in a circle. And we also have this like sort of Cupid arrow angel attached to this moon. It's like sort of a guardian angel that's part of this charm. So you have the intuition of the moon here with this angel or this sort of spirit guide working in the center of it all. We have this idea of sort of like love and passion, right? This couple that are embracing. But we also have this man, and I feel like he's facing away or down. So I feel like sometimes this might be a relationship that's kind of on and off. Or it's a yes, you're saying yes, we are off, Deborah. Exactly. I feel like he is sort of, he's not completely out of the picture though, but he's sort of like not paying attention right now, or not giving you the attention you deserve. Now, I want to talk about what's going on in the past section. In the past, it feels like you have the unicorn, but the unicorn is upright, yet it's face down. So it feels to me like you had your magic about you. You knew, because the unicorn represents magic to me, but you knew your magic was available to you, but for some reason you weren't able to access it maybe in the love department in the past, and sort of in the recent past too. Um, the Eiffel Tower is a symbol of love for me, but it also is a symbol of travel. It can be both. It can sort of double as both or mean both. But I think here, it being upright, like standing upright in the past, I think that this means that there was a large focus on love, and that like you would for some reason it's almost like I don't know why I'm thinking of Stella got her groove back. Like it feels to me like you can't sort of you knew clearly what you wanted love wise, but you couldn't actually access it. Like your personal magic was sort of stifled. And then there was this definite focus in the like distant past about this teapot always makes me think of domestic or home things. So in your higher mind, this was about like sort of being in your home, taking care of your home, being sort of a home body maybe in the past, maybe not getting out very much, but being desirous of love, but not really being able to fully access it. Now, in the present, this you have the hardened heart, which is sort of face up, which to me, this just says to me, this heart always represents as somebody who's been through a lot in their past, and sort of their heart has healed and scarred over, and you're willing to go again. You're willing to try again. You're willing to step forward, be vulnerable again, and allow yourself to sort of have what's going on here. But I feel like what is going on here is filled with a little bit of hot and cold, like it's blowing on and off, right? It's sort of uh, spinning in a circle. 1 minute it's good, 1 minute it's not. 1 minute it's good, 1 minute it's not. Now, what intuition is telling me is if this were to flip over, if this gentleman were to flip over and say he comes back into the picture and things are sort of good, I feel like this charm would flip over too. And this charm says, if you believe in yourself, anything is possible. And that's funny that I see this because then my attention or my intuition takes me back to this unicorn in the past where it feels like you did know and were aware that you had magic or that you have personal like sort of I don't know the ability to manifest or the ability to create magic, but you were sort of maybe not able to fully access it for some reason. Maybe it was a slight lack of belief in oneself. Okay, now we do have this crab down here. He's down in the subconscious. He's sort of leading towards the future, but he's faced towards the present. And he says to me that like I sometimes think that either if this man is not a cancer or any sort of cancer related issue, and you know what I'm saying as far as astrologically, I feel like then this is sort of you maybe being your own worst enemy in your subconscious mind around the idea of love. Because this, if you believe yourself anything is possible, is flipped over and touching this crab. Like I feel like this crab is sort of pinching at that belief. Like, no, you're not allowed, you're not allowed. So I feel like there is some work that needs to be done in your subconscious mind around your thoughts about love and whether or not you feel as though you are deserving of it, maybe. Because if you do that and you stop sort of being like this crab and maybe pinching yourself or being your own worst critic, you might actually be able to allow this charm to turn over. And I don't know if it's necessarily him that will turn over, but certainly another man or another relationship could find its way to you if it's not this one at this time. Now, up here in the upper part of the charm board in your higher mind, it feels like you have this sunflower is turned down. I use this, it is a sunflower, but I use it as the sun, like the sun card in tarot. It sort of gives energy and excitement, sort of life to everything, like the sun card would represent in a tarot reading. This to me is in your highest of high minds, and it's flipped down. Like it feels like the light is not shining on this situation right now for some reason. You're not necessarily, for lack of a better word, like I don't want to say that you're not allowing it, but I feel like there's a certain light that needs to be shed that you're not seeing or allowing. The sun charm is present, meaning that it could be flipped over at any time, or you could become aware of its light and let it shine on you, but for some reason, presently, you're not allowing it to. Maybe because you're sort of caught up in this roundabout circular situation that's happening here. Now, in the future, going into the future space, in your upper mind, there's you have the boxing glove, which is a potential for sort of fighting a little bit. You have the spider turned upside down. Um, to me, the spider turned upside down feels like spider represents weaving. It can also represent writing to me. It can represent getting entrapped in its web. I don't feel like these are these things. I feel like these things have the opportunity to sort of flip over because they are in the future. They're not necessarily um, set just yet, if that makes any sense. Like the fighting is sort of on the borderline of the present here, right? So the fighting is flipped over, but it feels like it could end or it could continue on, depending on your choices. The spider could then also be flipped over going into the future through writing, maybe to get clarity on what it is you need to understand to either be free of this situation or to find clarity in this situation so that it settles and you can begin to believe in yourself in this charm here. This is a Reiki healing stone. I just want to see what it is. This is, I believe, the symbol for long distance healing. I feel like there is some healing that will be coming your way if you sort of flip these charms, so to speak. If you start to shed some light on what's going on from your higher mind onto this situation, start to believe in yourself, stop being self-critical in your subconscious. These things begin to flip over. Start writing for clarity in the camera's going in and out of focus. Start writing, or maybe writing down your thoughts for some clarity. And then you have the Egyptian hieroglyph button, which is, to me, in the farthest future that we have on the board for you. And for me, this says that, like, there is some knowledge, there is some wisdom to be had from this whole experience, however wonky your love department feels, or however rough it has been, which the hardened heart tells me that maybe it's been a little bit rough for you throughout the years. But you are gaining really important knowledge and really an awareness of who you are and what you want. And I think that from that, this healing will take place and you will start to understand and be able to appreciate yourself and really believe in yourself and create the love that you want. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I'll leave that there for you to screenshot if you want to screenshot it. That is so cool that she messaged me that she's watching. That is wild. I love it. All the way from New Zealand. So, if do you need to screenshot it, or may I clear the board? I'm gonna switch the cameras in a moment, and I'm gonna do somebody a card from the Breakup deck by the Divine Scarlet. And then Jen Nichols, you'll be up for the next charming, if that's okay, if you're with us from YouTube now. All right, so Deborah, I'm gonna clear the board now, if that's okay. And I'm gonna show you guys this deck that I'm talking about. Let me switch cameras really quick. Oh, when I gotta put the chat back up. Okay, so, okay, great. I'm glad you screenshotted it. If you have any questions, you can feel free to message me at the business page on Facebook. And anybody, you guys, please like, share, subscribe, comment, Instagram, do whatever these kids are doing these days in the world of the interwebs. What was I going to say? So this is the deck. Is there anybody here that would like a card that is interested in a card from this new deck? I have a unboxing video of this deck. This I also found on Etsy. It was a deck that grabbed my attention. It's by an artist out of LA. Her name is uh, Divine Scarlet. She has a website called divinescarlet.com. I believe all one word, and Divine Scarlet 1 at Gmail is her email. But the deck, on the unboxing video on YouTube, you can look at the unboxing and get a little sample of what the deck's about and understand all of her information is there. The Etsy link is there and all of that. But this, I just absolutely love this art here. It's beautiful. And Linda Massa, okay. I'll do Linda Massa for a card. And Jamie Taylor would like a card? All right, Jamie. Jamie, I'm going to have you wait through the next, if you don't mind waiting. I know you'll be here. And then Teresa Barker. Okay. You guys have to be patient, though, because I'm going to do... Hey, Gaia Man. I'm going to do Jen Nichols' next Charming, and then Jamie's card, and then the next Charming, and then a card, okay? So this card will be for Linda Massa. All right, Linda? So just give me one moment. Thank you, Spirit, for that. Charming, please give me a card for Linda Massa. What energy does Linda need to know? And you guys, these cards, they may resonate for more than just Linda. Spirit sometimes can be opportunistic and sneak in through charms or through cards for some people. Some of you that may be listening, if something really resonates with you, you can certainly listen to the message and take it in for yourself, even though it's intended for Linda. Sometimes, you know, Spirit will try and reach as many people as possible. So don't think that you have to... doesn't necessarily apply to you. This deck, what I loved about this deck is that it's very adult, it's very modern, very progressive in this, just the way the cards speak to you. It's empowering and loving, but very clear and concise. So let's see what message Linda gets from these cards. And these cards were created all from one woman's experiences of healing from her breakups. And I just think that's beautiful. I was like, wow. Thank you. Okay, you ready, Linda? So I'm going to just place the card in the screen. So for you, it's actually backwards. Sorry if it looks backwards, but I can maybe hold it. Maybe that might be better. It says, release, detach, welcome to the newness coming to you. So this, to me, actually, it's funny. Let me pick this up really quick. This card to me, although this is the breakup deck and it's surrounding relationships, I feel like this card could actually represent a lot of different things. This could represent detaching from, say, something that you need to let go of. If you watch this morning's forecast with the Literary Witches deck that we've been working with this week during the forecast, today was about Mary Shelley and loss. And it was all about getting to choose what we want to release, what no longer is working for us, and doing it from a place of love. When we pulled the grounding stone, that was like our thought or our principle to think about, to ground in for the day. That was the message. And this sort of feels similar to that message to me. Even though I could see how this would work around a breakup or a broken heart, how to release and detach and welcome the newness that is coming to you. It's about hope. But I could see this card being applied to not just, say, a relationship status or a love status. This could be applied to just anything that you're creating in your life. Just release and detach from anything that's no longer serving you or no longer working for you. Anything that sort of causes you discomfort or feels stale for you, even. Get excited. When it says welcome, I think about, sorry, I always get backwards on the camera here, but when it says welcome, the newness coming to you, to me that's about like finding the excitement, finding the hope again, finding the drive and the desire to be excited again, right? And that's the beauty of like sort of the message of this morning is like we get to choose when and what we release and what we allow into our lives, right? So if we release things or detach from things in a way that's graceful and respectful, not only to ourselves, but to whatever we're detaching from, it can be a very powerful, healing, validating moment for ourselves, right? And so this card says to me to tell you that in whatever it may be, whether it's a love relationship or it's a work related situation or it's a just anything that maybe isn't serving you anymore, that just, and it's okay that it's no longer serving you. And we can grow out of situations, we can grow out of relationships, we can grow out of people, we can grow out of jobs, we can grow out of, just like we grow out of clothing, you know. As we're kids, I'm getting this visual of like a child growing up and how we have to change our clothes and we have to release and let go. Like it's okay, it's a natural sort of part of the universe. Nothing stays static and the same, right? We're always changing. So practice the energy of releasing and detaching, and then get involved in the excitement of welcoming the newness that's coming to you in whatever form that may be. And that excitement, I believe that energy of excitement and joy, or that giddiness, that like sort of I feel like can be represented in this card, that unknown can start to create more magical things that are more vibrationally in sync with you. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that works for you. I hope that makes sense. You're welcome. Linda Massa says, yes, it's all happening. Oh my God, I love you, Dan. Thank you. Awesome. I'm glad that that worked for you. Sometimes, like with this deck, I'm a little bit intimidated with this deck. Yeah, I love this deck. I think it's beautiful, but it is so, like that's a very sparse, not sparse message, but it is a very clear, concise message. And the deck surrounds breakups. I'm not familiar with all of the cards yet because I haven't really had the opportunity to fully use this deck to know its full potential. I'm impressed by it. And so there have been some cards, like some of the cards that I read and I watched that I read or pulled out in the unboxing were so direct. I was like, whoa, this deck could be like, you know, like really clear with you. So, it's cool to see that there's messages in here that are not just attributed to, say, breakups per se. Okay, so let's move on to Jen Nichols. Miss Nichols, if you're nasty, are you with us from YouTube? I need a subject for your charming, my dear. And please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff that you do. I know, I love the deck too, Ducky. It's beautiful. I'm really excited about these decks from Justine too, from Hand Me That Pencil. I'm like super excited. They're gonna be in the I've got 4 different, well, one is, I'm not sure if it's self-made, but I have, like, I'll show you guys really quick. I have Justine's work here. So I want to put Songs of My Heart in first, because that's the one I ordered first. So Song of My Heart will be one that will be up for the morning forecast. The Rust Belt Arcana. And then Roots and Wings Oracle deck. So this is an Oracle deck, but it's 63 cards, so that'll be a fairly beefy Oracle deck. And then I have, this I got off of Amazon, but it's sort of beautiful too, is the Naked Heart Tarot. So those are going to be the 4, it's going to be kind of like our own, not beauty pageant per se, but that they all will get unboxed and then I will release all the videos at the same time. And then you guys will watch the videos and vote, or I'll run a poll in the Facebook group, and you guys can decide what will be our next card deck when we decide to move on from the literary witches. Okay? But sooner or later, we're going to get to all of them and get to work with all of them, because that's my plan. Career for Jen Nichols. All right, let's get into it. Thank you, Spirit, for that reading. Excuse me. Can I please get a career charming for Jen Nichols? Okay, Jen, ready? Oh. Oh my God. All right, let me see here. I'm gonna turn the music one sounds cool. Which one? The song in my heart? Kristen, which one do you mean? Excuse me. I'm gonna switch cameras really quick, guys, so that we can get into Jen's charming. The Eiffel Tower is back. Notice that. Let me put the chat window back up. All right, so yeah, it's beautiful and it's very feminine empowered, and I think it's very similar to the Literary Witches in the sense that the one that we're working with now, the deck we're working with now, it is very divine feminine like energy, which I like. Okay, so here we go. Let's do Jen's charming. So Jen, you got a lot going on, girl. Let's first get your Scrabble pieces off the board. Let's Vanna White this shit. All right, we got an E. We have a C. Last time we remember your name spelled out, so I don't know if we're going to get that lucky this time, but we will see. We have a V. We have an R. We have another E. And S. Cerveza! And a T. Either you're supposed to climb Mount Everest, or you're gonna go have... Maybe you need to rest, girl. Maybe you just need to rest. Or, I don't know. But those are your you have quite a few letters, so I don't know if that means anything at all or nothing whatsoever, but you can look at those. CV also is ones in the UK when you submit your CV as your sort of your resume, but I don't know. Anyways, Queen Kimmy, you sent in... Oh, I do have a notification. All right, I'll add you to the list. Thank you, Queen Kimmy. Just give me one moment. Let me add you. Thank you for calling that out. I didn't see that. All right, so what we have here for you, Jen, where I want to start is down here. You have the heart chakra stone upright, and you have the manifestation Abraham Hicks magnet. Again, that Jesus crucifix from last night is magnetized to this Abraham Hicks. The Abraham Hicks manifestation thing is face up, the magnet, right? So this says to me that you are trying to manifest from your subconscious and your present mind in your workspace, from your heart, but there's something going on here where you're feeling persecuted or not allowing yourself to fully get there. And this is the thing, this is the key. You have this rusty old key underneath here, and it's also magnetized to your manifestation. So, and it's pointing into the future, which says to me, like, you're gonna need to unlock the door, or you're gonna need to unlock this problem, solve this issue, so that you can have this heart-centered work. You really want this. The heart chakra charm is sitting on top of all of this. So whatever you are trying to set up in your career space, it is going to be driven from a place of sort of what inspires you or what you love. Now, and it's funny too, because you have double trees. You have the tree of life here, and you have this tree, like, let me just take this Jesus pendant thing off here. There's the similar tree design on the Abraham Hicks manifestational thing. So I feel like you are trying to this double tree thing says to me you are trying to either grow yourself career-wise, grow business-wise, manifest something better, and you're doing it down here is sort of in the subconscious space. You know you want to be happy and it needs to be heart-centered. Your heart needs to be in or else it's not really worth it. And so dead in the center here is we're like, okay, we're trying to grow. Now, what's interesting to me is underneath this tree, we have another heart. It's this heart with a crown in it. And we have the symbol for Aquarius. I don't know if there's a significant Aquarius in your life or if you're an Aquarian, but there's definitely the water bearer going on right here. You do have a guardian angel in here, but he's sort of face down. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like, to be honest, I feel like he is trying to lift this butterfly. It feels like he's face down trying to get up behind this butterfly and flip this friggin' butterfly over into the future so that you can transform this situation. The archangel that it is, I can see his name, is Miguel. So it's Archangel Michael. He is like sort of the archangel of protection. He is sort of like the big baddie. He leads the sort of angel army, right? So I feel like he's kind of trying to do the work to lift this up. You also have this other key here happening, and it's got a little heart in it. So there's a lot of love centered stuff here. Like if you're not doing what you love, you need not be doing it, if that makes sense. Okay. Now, when I go into the past space, you have the helping hand up in the higher mind. Like there's been times in the past where you've maybe needed a helping hand, or you felt as though you have, but I get this feeling or this hit that you haven't always been one to say, take that help, or allow yourself that help. You have maybe known that you've needed it, but maybe have been a little bit on the strong side or tried to muscle through it. Does that make sense? You have the dolphin charm and then this gentleman charm, the man charm in the past. Not in the past, well, yes, this is the past area, but I feel like communication has been strong between you and I believe this is probably your husband. And I feel like this is you guys communicating about what you need to be doing or how you need to be going about doing it, being on the same page. But something here, this is the third chakra stone, and it's turned over. I feel like what's going on here is it's right on the border of the past period and the present. And it's flipped over, right? So what I feel like is happening is there's this sort of rift or this feeling like you can't quite get across what you need to get done, or you're just slightly sort of missing it. You're not quite making it happen, and it's frustrating to you. That's why this is turned over. Like through your ability to control your career space, you're just not quite. And I as I'm looking at this stone, or as I'm feeling this stone, I feel sort of not full out frustration, but like almost annoyance that like, why isn't this working? Like in the past, I've been able to pull this off or make this happen, and for some reason, this isn't quite hasn't been quite right, right? So this energy is sort of half in the past and half in the now, and you're sort of letting it go, I feel like. Now, this coin here, you have the sexual coin. Sexual coin. What sign is this? Hold on one second. Some of these coins are really old. This is Aquarius again? Wait, hold on. I can't. Is this Aquarius? It's so. I cannot even read this. All right, well, I can tell you this. I think it's to the Aquarius. Oh my gosh. This coin is so old that I can't. It's these old coins that have a horoscope sign on one side. It looks like the water bearer to me, guys. But it has the it's January 20th through February 11th. So it would be Aquarius right before Pisces. So again, we've got Aquarius energy happening in two different places. But this was on the sexual side up, and the positioning, the sexual side of this coin is woman on top. If you can see the design there, not to get too dirty with you, but it was upright and laying right there. So I feel like this is sort of like, um, to me, not only is this sort of, this feels like you being empowered as a female. And this feels like in your career space, you need to be the woman on top. You need to be in charge. You are sort of like a dominant female, and that's totally fine. It says that to me, and I feel like that's what's going on here. Is this is normally the chakra that you sort of maybe create and control from, and you're having a hard time doing that, or you have had a hard time doing that, and it's been a little bit frustrating for you. You are subconsciously wanting to work more from a higher chakra, and maybe that's the lesson that needs to be learned. That's what needs to be changed here, because there is this heart energy. And I think the last time I charmed you, you had the crowns and stuff. This heart is flipped over, but it does have a crown in it, in the center of it. And I feel like you have this heart in the key, that like it's telling me that what's going on down in your subconscious, whatever it is that you love, whatever it is that you feel like inspires you, is what you need to be doing, because that's sort of the key. It's gonna, as you start to manifest that and stop, like to me, this crucifixion charm here is sort of like you hanging yourself on the cross, or not allowing yourself to move forward, holding yourself back in some way. If you let go of that, I feel like Archangel Michael then flips this butterfly over, and you have the big transformation, like leading into the future, right? You do have the Eiffel Tower, which could symbolize travel. It could also symbolize love again. So to me, it feels like there could be the opportunity for travel in your career, or it's definitely going to need to be a career that you love. Um, it doesn't necessarily specifically say to me what you need to be doing. What is all of this Aquarius energy, Jen? I'm not reading the chat as I'm looking at the charm board. What is all of? Can you clarify this Aquarius? You have it here and you have it here. Are you an Aquarian? I don't know what your sign is. Or is your husband Aquarian? Or what is? There's like a lot of Aquarius energy going on. Which to me, it also makes me think of the water bearer, which is like sort of water, emotions, things pouring forth. I got married at the top of the Eiffel Tower in Vegas once. Well, maybe that's what that is. I don't know, Jen, but my husband and I have Aquarius as fathers, and we are slightly estranged from. Well, there's that energy is going on. Like there's definitely this energy like all in the center. I don't know if you guys need to unestrange, or if that energy is sort of like affecting your career space, but it's definitely present. So into the future, I just want to say here we have, this is the Astro dice, and this is the number 12 in the higher mind. 12 to me also could be like numerologically brought down to a 3, but I'm not sure why the significance of the 12. And you do have the dog charm, but you have the dog charm in the sense that this is obedience, like he's the laying down dog. So I feel like, how does this work into your career though? That's the thing. Like, what would she need to be obedient to, Spirit? Like, I'm not understanding. Because she's not obedient here. She's a woman on top. She's a lady that needs to be in charge. She's smart. She's savvy. She's all of these things. So why? What is this? Okay, so what I'm hearing is that this is a situation that you will tame this career space. This frustration, or these things that maybe you don't feel like are necessarily working for you. Maybe it's the Aquarian energy with the fathers, but whatever's going on, this tree of life here, this manifestation thing that's happening down here, this issue that you have around manifesting things, you are trying to work from your heart. There's a lot of love energy going on here. As you bring that energy forward, these situations will become obedient to you, is what I'm hearing. Like, this says to me that there is this opportunity for you to sort of become the master of this in your career space in the future. if you sort of have this transformation, if you, I would, I pray to the angels, I work with the angels. I would trust Archangel Michael right now. I'm actually getting chills down the side, like I feel like the hair is standing up on the end of my left side right now. As I'm saying that to you, I work with the angels, and I would say, I don't know if you are a believer in angels, but if you pray to Archangel Michael, ask him for guidance, ask him for help, he can help you to flip this, to have this transformation and have it lead you forward. It opens up this butterfly, it will flip this heart that's dead in the center of your spread. It's just sort of, and there's a crown in there, girl, like you're waiting to be crowned. You're waiting to rule over your career space from a place of love. And you can do it. The charm is present. That means the energy is present and available. You're just you need to go through some steps to find the access to it. Something about this 12 too, like I feel like this 12 it is in the higher mind, but to me it feels like it's a high number. This is, I think, a 12-sided die. In essence, you couldn't get, this is supposed to be degrees, right? I believe in the astrological, like when you use them as astrological dice, but I feel like you couldn't get a higher number if you tried with that die. So to me, it feels like in the future, you are going to be in control of the situation, and the situation will be abundant, right? Um, Career wise. Does that make sense to you? I hope that makes sense. I know that that's not like the sort of clearest. It's sort of vague as a future, but to me, it feels like you will have mastery over the situation and it will be abundant. I mean, you can't get a higher number than that. You can't get a better, like, roll of the dice, so to speak, there. Hi, Leanne. How are you? Yeah, Tammy says it could mean 1 + 2 = 3 for a third husband, but I don't think so. I feel like this is about abundance. Like you couldn't get a better number. So I feel like you've got it going on. You can create it. You've done it in the past. You've made it happen. Right now, it's not feeling like it's connecting for you, and that's a little bit annoying. But I think that you have the strength. You have both of these sort of trees of life. You have the growth happening down here, but you're struggling a little bit in your subconscious. I would ask, for some help for your guide, from your guides or from the Archangel Michael to come in and help you flip this butterfly so that you can have this transformative thought or change whatever this is to open yourself up, free all of this up, and start working from a heart-centered space. You will manifest it. That's the thing. I feel like this heart down here, this heart here, the heart in the key, you have two keys here. All of this is like saying that it's like key or important that you're going to open these doors. You're going to figure this out. There's no way around it. So you're asking, do you stay on the same career path? Let me ask you this. Is the career path that you're on, does it make your heart sing? Does the career path you're on resonate more with your third chakra, your gut, or your heart chakra? Great question. I don't know what makes my heart sing. You're gonna find it, I feel like. That's why this heart is face down, my dear. And it's dead in the center. You need to find that too. And you will, and when you do, that crown that's in the center of that heart, you're gonna feel like a queen. So I think the answer lies in that. Ducky says you make our heart sing, Jen. That is true. No, this stone here is your solar plexus. So this is your third chakra. And it's sort of down. And I have a feeling like this feels like where you've created from most of the time in the past when you've been successful. But there's this part here where this heart is calling out, like in the subconscious mind. You also have this heart here, like the heart is the key. And then you have this heart here where like it's got the crown in it and you can rule from this heart. But the question is and you know, to me, the Eiffel Tower. It's funny that you were married on in the Eiffel Tower in Vegas or whatever, but it also feels to me like this could represent as love too. Like, do you are you doing what you love? I mean, that's my question for this. That's where I would sort of think about this as and you have this guardian angel Michael here trying to help. He's trying to remember this is flipped over. When we originally cast the charms, this was flipped over. He's trying to help you heave this over and have this transformation. You can find this transformation. It's going to be a big transformation. So that says to me that if you stay in the career path you're in, you're going to have some sort of transformation within it, or it's going to have to transform into something that you absolutely love because that's what is going on down here in the subconscious. Do you need to screenshot it, Jen? So that, like, if you have any questions later, you can message me. You can screenshot it, and I'm going to do a card. Or let me know if you don't need to screenshot it, and I'll clear the board and still do a card for somebody. All right. And maybe rest. You got a lot of letters tonight. I'm not sure what that's about. You're very welcome, Jen. Thank you for everything you do for the group and for me and everything. I want you to know too that that 12, like it says to me, you couldn't be more abundant coming in the future. And there is, I feel like you are going to master that. Obedient dog says to me that you will have whatever feels like it's not under your control right now or out of your control will be obedient or like sort of domesticated to you, right? At some point. Oh my god, look at my hair. Oh my god, I'm live on TV. It was charmalicious, Tammy Kidwell says. Your lucky, frosted Lucky Charms, girl. Let me see, 1 second. I'm getting... Thank you for the follow. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do a card now. I just wanted to double check the PayPal. What is this? I'm scared. What is this? Okay, I don't know what's going on. I can't deal with that right now. I can't deal with Mexico right now. You need to leave me alone, people. Let me just double check. One moment. I don't need eHarmony matches either. Thank you. I'm good on that one. All right, so the next person is Jamie Taylor for a card. Okay. All right, Jamie. So I know Jamie is here, so I'm going to do one. Hey, Margot, how are you? Okay, so this card is for Jamie, but this card might also resonate with some of you also, so just stay, pay attention, and listen. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Please give me a card for Jamie Taylor. You're welcome, Linda Massa. Thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Jamie. Just give me one moment. I'm shuffling the cards now. Wow, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to read this to you. If there's a theme tonight. Remember, unless you are able to detach, you will not be able to attract. You must empty a stale cup of water before you fill it with fresh water. So, that last card, I'm loving this. Okay. That last card was sort of about detaching. Our morning forecast was about letting go and loss. And again, we're being told to detach here. But we're being told it from this idea, and like I said in the last card, it's that idea of letting go of things that are no longer serving us or no longer like that are heavy to our heart or that are not in sort of maybe we're not in spiritual alignment with anymore, right? And moving forward into that place of attraction. Just like Jen said about her thing about, okay, I've got to get my manifestation skills on. She's right. To a certain degree, she does. And she knows that she will make it happen, right? It's just a matter of how and when. When I look at this card, it says you must empty a stale cup of water before you fill it with fresh water. And this is sort of like why in Tarot, I always talk about how the Tower card and the Death card always freak people out. And to me, they're not scary. To me, they are inevitable changes. They're things that we face all of the time. You cannot create until you have destroyed. Nature abhors a vacuum, right? So we can't create something. My belief is, and I could be wrong about this, but I believe that before something new can be born, and it's similar to what this lady is saying, what the Divine Scarlet is saying with this card, is you can't fill yourself with fresh energy, new perspectives, new ideas, new changes, new things that are more in vibrational alignment to yourself until you empty out the old and release the old, detach from the old, let it go. What do I always say, guys? The first one who can say the phrase. What is the phrase that I always say all the time, guys? I know one of you will know it. I'm waiting for the first one to pipe in with the phrase that goes perfectly with this card that I say all the time. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Hey, Sonia Michael, how are you? Yeah, the Mary Shelley essence is strong today. Let go or be dragged. Thank you, Kristen Ravello. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let go or be dragged. She knew it. Ducky knew it. Yep. This is like let go or be dragged. Like we have a choice. Do we want to drink the stale water or do we want oncoming fresh water? You know, if we want oncoming fresh water, we have to be willing to roll with the changes. Anything that, and this is like what was in that Mary Shelley card this morning about those hands up above. I was thinking about that card later in the day, and if you go back to my Instagram and you look at the post with that, which has that card, there's those two hands with the lightning, right? And I was saying that we have the power to let go. What I feel like the message is in that there's also this little bit of bone showing at the top of those hands. Sometimes it's painful for us to detach and let go. Sometimes we get fearful. We think, oh my gosh, if I let go of this, what if I can't replace it? What if I can't get something similar to it? What if I can't find um, an equal to this again? Well, maybe you're not supposed to. Maybe there's something better or something absolutely and totally different. But we have to embrace that, right? And we have to sort of flow with that or let go or be dragged. Because when the universe wants you to detach, it will give you a tower moment. Tower moments to me are impactful and to be embraced. And the sooner you lean into it, the easier that moment is, and the less painful and less struggle bus that it has to be. Does that make sense? Hi, Renika. Welcome to the group. So that is your card tonight, Miss Jamie Taylor. I hope you enjoyed that. So, Andrea, are you with Kristen, or are you here on your own? Andrea Marcal. I'm ready to do your charming wherever you are. I hear the cat out there. I don't know what he's doing. It sounds like he has tap shoes on in the dining room. I swear to God, that cat gets up to no good when I do these charm events. He knows. He's like, that bitch is on TV. She's talking to that box again. Let me tear up the house. Good night, Terry. Hey, Andrea. Oh, you are here on your own. Okay, that's you on YouTube. Perfect. Andrea, she's not on Facebook. She's now on the tube, man. Andrea is not only talking to me herself, but she's made it over to YouTube. So get it, girl. What do you want me to charm for you? Give me just a subject, Miss Andrea. And then Queen Kimmy, you'll be up next. Teresa Barker, if you're still here, we're going to pull a card for you after Andrea. Andrea, you can do a past life. You're doing this because Kristen did one, right? We'll totally do it. Let's do it again. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for that last reading. May I please have a charming for Andrea Marco for her past life. Listen to the music, how the music changed to that. Okay. First, I'm going to do your Scrabble tiles. You have W, you have O, you have O, C, and an X. I'm not sure what that is. You flip the X over. The total of the numbers, actually, I've never really paid attention to the numbers on the tiles, but the total of the numbers come to 18, which is, no, I'm sorry. The totals of the numbers is 4, 5, 6, 9, and 8 is 17, which is an 8, which would be the infinity symbol. So there's that, but I don't know that we need to read that deeply into it. But those are the letter tiles that showed up. You could have been a cow in a past life. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even on the charm board. You guys are looking at me. You could have been a cow in a past life. I'm sorry, Kristen. Yes, you can see the charms. So there's that. Okay. This numbers on the charms total up to, what did I say it was? 17, which is an 8. So in again, we're looking at the overall life, right? There's a lot of heart energy here. You have the sacred heart here. You have the heart with the crown here. Both were flipped over. But then you have this heart here that was upright. Oh, sorry, the camera's out of focus. 1 second, let me fix that. Darn it, I hate when this happens. It's like I get too comfortable. Okay. Alright, I'll try not to do that again. Let me see. I think it's when I rest my hand too close to the top of the camera. Alright, so what I'm going to say here is I feel like both of these hearts were flipped over, but you have this heart upside down in the very center. And underneath this is the patience charm, I think. No, grace. I saw the CE. So it says grace underneath here. So you have this grace charm here. We do have the Egyptian hieroglyph charm here, but it's face down. And you have the sun here. And you have the Archangel Michael, and he's face down. I don't know. This is so funny. I don't know why the scorpion too is making me think of like the desert. I'm thinking of the desert because of the scorpion, because of the. I know this is the hieroglyph charm. We have the sun, and again, like I know that I did this for Kristen yesterday, and hers was all like sort of deserty too. But we have this cobra here, and Kristen had a cobra in hers up in this corner. And the Cobra charm is back, which is making me feel like this is a lifetime where you might have lived in a similar situation as Kristen. Like, I don't know if I want to say this, but oh, cow and ox. You're right, Queen Kimmy. Maybe you were a farmer, girl. Um, I feel like this between okay, and I just feel like this feels deserty again. The sun beating down. We have the sun charm here, which is also the Eye of Horus, which was in Kristen's charm last night. So you have very similar some of the similar charms that Kristen had. And I feel like this is sort of a similar lifetime, but these turned over hearts to me, I'm sorry, I'm going to turn them back over. It says something about like you were denied. I feel like you were denied. There was a big struggle in this lifetime around your heart and around the maybe who you were allowed to love or how you were allowed to love. I also feel like, you know, Kristen's was very sort of like this weird spiritual woman that sort of came to this severe ending. And I feel like this microphone here wrapped in Ganesh and the dream catcher here also say to me that you were some sort of spiritual person that was kind of um, at a public level speaking your truth, tying your spirituality to like sharing it with the public. That's what this microphone would be. You have the obedient dog and the rose also makes me feel like the desert. I don't know why, like I think of desert rose when I'm looking at this. I feel like this was not an easy life. Like it was hard. Like with the scorpion and with this crab, what I'm feeling as I'm looking at this board is that there was a lot of things that sort of were uncomfortable, or that, like, you know, it's like the pinchers, like they these things. This life was not easy for you. It hurt. You tried to be graceful about it. You tried to handle it with grace. Um, Oh, that's what this is. Now I can see it because of the light. This is the Lady of Lords, which is this pendant was in a box of mine that I've been saving for a really long time, and it's the girl who would have, you know, the movie The Song of Bernadette, the girl who would have the visions of the Queen of Mary at the water. It's an old film. If you've never seen, thank you for sharing, Sonia. If you've never seen the movie The Song of Bernadette, I want you to watch it. But that's what this charm is. I didn't know this, but it is. It says Lords, Lourdes, something of Lords, and I see her kneeling here, and this is like the fountain. So this charm came from that, and that's why I have it, because I it's a long story. Anyways, so I'm gonna say this. There was this again speaks to this spiritual connection that you had in this lifetime. You might have saw things that you have the Archangel Michael here, but he's buried underneath the sun. You saw things, or you had spiritual connections to things that I don't think other people appreciated. Like they didn't allow it, or they didn't, you know, there was public criticism. There was things that sort of like there was persecution of some sort. I think that this is the same lifetime that I was looking at with Kristen a little bit. And again, I feel like you were somewhat revered, or you had the ability with this microphone here to speak to the public. This rose also says that you were beautiful, or that you had beauty, but you were also fragile, in a sense. That obedience was needed or required, but I don't necessarily know that you always had it. It's interesting to me that you have this cobra, and she had the cobra up in this corner last night. And there's something with these hearts being flipped over. The lights just flickered in here. How weird. There's something uh, with these hearts being flipped over, like you were denied your love, or you were in this lifetime, your heart was broken to some degree. Maybe around the fact that you had this sort of spiritual connection, and you were sort of not allowed to have it. Or it was the cause of, say, your demise. And so, um, with that came great pain, because you were so very, very connected in this center. Because this, now that I know what this symbol is, because I can see it from the light, I can see the Lord's. This symbol is like, I've been carrying this charm with me for like, I don't know, probably 20 some odd years. And I just didn't remember what was the design on it, but now I can see it very clearly with the light being cast on it, and it's the girl leaning at the waterfall of Lourdes in France. So to me, this speaks to a connection with a spiritual awareness that not many have. And if you haven't seen The Song of Bernadette, it's a beautiful movie. It's an old favorite of mine, but it's all about being spiritually connected, and then sort of the effects that that can have on you, because the rest of society doesn't understand. And I sort of feel like that's sort of the theme of this lifetime. Um, and I also have this feeling that, again, you were sort of public about it, or vocal about it. You were visible and attractive to others in this lifetime. But I feel like there were also people that sort of didn't um, want you attracting what you were attracting. Does that make sense? I feel like this is exactly the same lifetime, Kristen and Andrea. Like, that's what my gut is telling me. If you go back and watch last night's video, watch Kristen's past life, because I've never done past life charmings. And so this is the second one I've done. I did one for Kristen last night because she asked, and a lot of the same charms came up, just almost in opposite positions, but it was sort of similar feeling. And I get the same feeling here. She had this charm. It was just the Eye of Horus. I think you had the Egyptian buttons too. I can't remember. I know the Egyptian buttons showed up in a couple of different places, but to me it feels like sort of like knowledge was denied, your heart was broken quite a bit, and I think it was because of either maybe what happened to Kristen, or like this, hold on, I'm going to switch the camera really quick. Let me see. Do you guys know about like the, what do they call it in Greece? The, oh shit, I can't think of what it is now. The women that were the divinatory women, what were they called in Greece? I can't think of it. I'm drawing a blank right now. It kind of reminds me of that. It's like that group of women. Was it the Divine Oracle? I went to the place in Greece. I went to the ruins. What was that place? You had all the Egyptian buttons, Kristen. I know. What was the place? Delphi, the Oracle of Delphi. I went there when I was in Greece, right? And the Oracle was this place where these women were trained, I believe. I could be wrong about this historically, but look up the Oracle of Delphi. This reminds me of that, but this is more of like, you were these women, but you were these women in like, say, the Middle East, further back, not in Greece, but like that kind of a thing. It makes sense to me. It's like the Oracle of Delphi where you were trained in spiritual understanding. You were trained in knowing. You were sort of, or you were blessed with those gifts and you ended up in this group of women. And I sort of feel like that's what this is about. It's like you guys were this Middle Eastern sort of oracle or group of women that people referred to. This other thing too is you have this crown in here, which says to me, I remember yesterday in Kristen's that there, this heart with the crown in it, I was telling her that prominent people like kings and stuff would come to her for information. The same with you. You were one of these women, and it's similar to like the Oracle at Delphi, where leaders in Greece would go to the Oracle in Delphi to talk to the women to foretell the future. And that's what you women did. But at a certain point, it became scary or out of control, or the men in power were losing the control to your spiritual knowledge, and so that had to shift and be changed. Similar to like organized religion, how it is now. Man uses organized religion to keep man in fear and control him. I've been on that subject all last night. We're not going to go there. Fred hasn't shown up yet. But anyways, so I feel like, and I'm also getting this hit. I'm going to go back to the charm board really quick. I'm also getting this hit as I'm looking at this, that you maybe had an easier time of it than Kristen did. I feel like Kristen's demise was a little bit bad. This rose to me says to me that maybe you had a little bit of an easier time, or your passing was maybe less brutal. But I feel like these hearts turned over says to me that you had to live with some pain or some sadness around maybe what you watched happen to your friends that were part of this group, or the things that you had to deal with in this lifetime, because there were truths that you knew that you weren't allowed to always share. Like you had to be obedient. There was this obedience, and this Archangel Michael, like the archangels were around you, but they weren't maybe able to assist you fully, or that they weren't, I'm not saying that you couldn't hear them. I feel like sort of feels like they were sort of held back for some reason. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. And you guys can talk about that. Do you need to screenshot this, Andrea? You might want to screenshot this so you guys can compare it. Kristen says she has chills everywhere. And maybe y'all had a cow and an ox. I'm telling you, it feels very, very similar to me. Like you guys have karma, or you got the screenshot? Okay, I'm gonna clear the board. Thank you, Sonia Michael. Look up the significance of cow or ox too. Maybe that might tell you something. Just I don't know. And check out the Song of Bernadette, the movie. Look up the Oracle of Delphi and understand what those women were about. I'm not saying that this was the Oracle of Delphi. It was something similar in the Middle East. It was further back maybe in time. But it definitely has a desert feel to it. Okay? And you girls had sway or political prowess. You had sway over the kings and things like that. The kings were coming to you for information. Important, prominent people were coming to you for information or guidance. And I think that that's sort of what led to kind of the public persecution that maybe happened later, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to leave you with that. She says, Kristen asked, Dan, do you think you are meant to interact with the same people in each life? I think that you can. I think that we choose. I think that we've lived many, many lifetimes. This is my personal belief. I don't know. You can use whatever you want to use, but I believe that as souls, we incarnate many, many times. We sometimes incarnate in many different places. Like we can, and I'm not talking just about in this world. I think that sometimes we can incarnate in other dimensions, in other planets, in other experiences altogether that don't make any sense to us as a human being, right? But our soul takes that knowledge, right? And then it brings it back and it all gets put back into the collective sort of supercomputer that is God. That's how I sort of see it. We're all sort of connected to God, to that source, right? And all of our information as we experience it, that God or that collective source experiences it too, right? We all go connected back to that other side or source. And so I think that we do choose to reincarnate with each other over repeated lifetimes. Sometimes we may skip lifetimes, but I believe that we have soul families. I believe that we have soul connections, people that we just meet immediately and we just know, like, it clicks and it's like, oh wow, I must have known you somewhere, how. It feels like you've known each other all your whole life. I think that that's like somebody that you've probably incarnated in lifetimes before. I think that we can incarnate with people for both positive to work out both positive and negative karma, right? So, my feeling, to be honest, with that second charming, with those hearts turned over, I feel that you guys were very sympathetic to each other in that lifetime. You were very close in that lifetime. I don't know what your relationship is fully in this lifetime, but I feel like some of those hearts turned over was the sadness that Andrea had to deal with, because I feel like maybe this is what my gut is telling me or what I'm hearing, and I'm actually getting that touch again down my side, is that Andrea was one of the last. Like, I feel like if there was multiple women, and this is so weird, I feel like if there was multiple women, which there was, Andrea was one of the last to be left. So she had to watch, like maybe she lived and died of natural causes, where others of her friends or of the women that she loved, that she was her family, so to speak, were persecuted, were murdered, or. And I feel like Andrea maybe had to watch that, and that is the heart that's turned over. Does that make sense? So that's the sort of brokenheartedness, and that's the center of the spiritual center of the heart of Lords turned upside down. It's like sort of maybe hiding it, keeping it hidden or quiet, not always bringing it forth, being a little bit more obedient than, say, maybe Kristen was, and that breaking her heart a little bit. Hi, Sven. How are you, baby? Hi, kitten. Are you here because we're doing past life readings and you're just a magical cat? I know you are. All right. So that's where we're going to go with that, and we'll leave that there. I'll leave you with that. So I did Jamie Taylor's card. Teresa Barker, are you still here? Teresa Barker, are you still here? Sven is down on the floor next to the wall purring. He's such a ding dong. He wants me to get off the computer and come cuddle him. That's what he wants. Huh, Svenster? Huh, Bobby? You want cuddles? Svanny, don't chew that cord. You'll get electrocuted. Teresa Barker, are you here? Oh, you are. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to do a card for you. Thank you for being so patient. So tonight we're using the Breakup deck by the Divine Scarlet, found on Etsy. You can find this deck through her. It's a self-published deck. It's absolutely beautiful. She's an artist from Los Angeles, and you can find her at thedivinescarlet.com or on Etsy, or I don't remember her shop name on Etsy. Shit. If you look up my YouTube videos, you can find the unboxing for it, and all of her contact information for the Etsy store is there, or you can find her at thedivinescarlet.com. Okay, so let me look for a card. Thank you, Spirit, for that reading. That was incredible. Let me ask for a card for Teresa Barker. So Teresa, here's your card. Are you really afraid to be alone in this moment? So when I look at this card, I think about, yes, I mean, I understand where this would come from a relationship standpoint, but I also think that this is about the relationship to the self. And it questions us or asks us to look at where is our relationship to ourself. I don't believe that we're able to, my personal belief, and this is just for me, is that I don't know that I'm ever going to have a long-lasting relationship until I'm sure that my relationship with myself is correct. And so this question is always a good question for me to ask myself. Why are you really afraid to be alone in this moment? Because generally, if I'm afraid to be alone, then that means that there's some sort of discord within myself. And so I need to be clear on that and concise on that before I go about creating relationships. And I'm not even talking about just romantic relationships. We could be talking about platonic friendships, career relationships, partnerships of any kind. I would want to be my best possible version of myself before moving forward in those things to reap the best results, right? And so with this card, it says, like, it's a time to sort of pause and go and ask yourself this question. Are you okay with yourself? Do you feel comfortable in your own skin? Can you sit alone with yourself, say, in silence, and be a companion to yourself? Are you okay with that? Or does that scare you on any level? And if it does, then what is it that is scaring you? Why? Because the truth of the matter is we come into the world sort of alone and we go out alone. So the more prepared we are for that, the better off we are, right? In life, the more sort of independent, the more sort of self-sustaining, the more we have to actually give out, I think. And the less we tend to need to take in from others, right? When we're able to be alone, with ourselves, we are able to sort of stand in our own strength, know who we are, know our vulnerabilities, and be accepting of those things too, and own them, and we're okay with them in the present moment. And I think that's a powerful energy and place to be. And I think that's what most of us seek most of the time. But what we end up doing is we make the mistake that thinking that other things outside of ourselves are going to create that feeling for us, be it a career, or be it a relationship, or be it, you know, the next new hot pair of shoes or phone or whatever that we think is going to make us feel better. And really, in the end, it's just sort of like a temporary fix. So the question is, why are you really afraid to be alone in this moment? Not a bad question to ask yourself every so often. Just to center yourself, connect with yourself and your spirit, and become more solid in who you are. So that's your card. I'll leave you with that. I hope that made sense. Hey Leanne, how are you? Welcome. Hi Rebecca Willis, welcome. So the next person for a charming is Queen Kimmy. Miss Queen Kimmy, are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Everybody's sleeping around me. Tuluma's in the chair over here. Sven is asleep by the wall over here. You're welcome, Teresa. Okay, Queen Kimmy, what subject do you want me to charm on? That's a lot of stuff, Queen Kimmy. So I'm just gonna say let's do a general charming only because I can't I don't know that I can glean answers on all of that out of one charming. That's a lot of your relationship with your boyfriend, not being able to hear your guides, your spiritual awakening, and your career path. Like, girl. Maybe, all right, I can just read from that statement. You might not be able to hear your guides because you're so spread out over too many things. This is one thing that I do with readings. When I have people contact me for private readings, I have them keep it to one subject. And the reason being is that in doing so, people usually do exactly what Queen Kimmy is doing right here. I call it, they're coming to me with the Holy Trinity. She's actually come with 4 things. But I always say people show up with the Holy Trinity. They want to know about love, finances, and career. Or health, love, and then is their husband cheating? But there's always like 3 major things that they're like freaking out about. And so to me, I feel like nothing really changes because you're in this frantic energy. And not you, Queen Kimmy, but like generally people that come to me are in this sort of spread thin energy of like, I've got this problem and this problem and this problem and this problem. And that's all they're focusing on. And they're running that energy of multiple fires that they need to put out, but yet they can't be in any one place. What ends up happening in a reading with me and where the healing takes place is when you narrow it down to one subject and you bring the focus and the attention to one place and you validate that one place and get an acceptance of it, no matter how fucked up it may feel to you, it starts to shift that energy in that space, in that one subject. As that starts to shift, the energy calms, and that calmness starts to flow out into the other areas of your life, and things become more manageable. But we get to that place of where we're juggling so many things, and society tells us we have to have everything working perfectly. There's no such thing as perfect. And when we do that to ourselves, we get spread out and spread thin, and then that's when we can't hear our guides or we can't connect in that way. So, oh, Leanne is Shelby. I didn't know that. Hey, Shelby. General guidance is fine. You just want Dan's loving guidance. Atta girl, Queen Kimmy. All right, so let's see. Thank you, Spirit Mary. Please have a beautiful, insightful charming for Queen Kimmy. To help her through this time. What does Queen Kimmy need now? Oh wow, Queen Kimmy. Okay, it felt like more charms. I guess it's not as many as I thought. Okay, so are you ready? Why are you saying ew, Ducky? Why are you saying ew? Okay, so you have the P charm and you have the E charm. I mean, not E charm. You have P, letter E. These aren't Scrabble tiles. If it's another E, I'm gonna die. S. Okay. That totals up to a 5. I don't know if that means anything to you, but um, uh, so let me look at what we've got going on here. Okay, interesting. The first thing that pulls my attention. Oh, you've got to see the charms. What am I doing? You can't even see the charms. I get caught on the screens. I'm sorry, you guys. All right, so you have a P, an E, and an S, and the numbers total up to 5 in case you're interested in knowing the numbers on the corners. The thing that calls out my attention first is this idea of really not sure. This green dice down here that says you're really not sure in your subconscious. And you have this rubber snake around this wisdom in the future in your subconscious, which says to me that watch out, keep on the lookout for people that might not be in your best interest, or they're not really a threat because it's the rubber cobra. It's like kind of like they're sort of like a joke, like haha, like they're not really a threat, but they're just sort of a pain in the ass. And when I look at this, it's like you're already doubtful down here in this really not sure. So don't let these like other people's opinions or these rubber snakes sort of fuck with your wisdom as you gain it going into the future. That would be my first bit of advice. The love charm is here down in the subconscious. It says to me that you want love. You are certain about that. I don't know. You did say that you had a question about your boyfriend. And it feels to me like in your conscious mind in the past, this is the sixth chakra. This is an amethyst stone. It feels like you were working from your sixth chakra. This is that part about maybe why you're feeling disconnected right now, because in your past you were much more connected, and so you were able to hear your guides, or you were feeling more, say, in charge. You also have the crown. Even though it's upside down, it is face up, so it feels like to me you were feeling more on your game in the past. Like the past sort of line is sort of like right about here. So it feels to me like things were in control. You were maybe being Queen Kimmy, right? Like I love that you have a crown and your YouTube name is Queen Kimmy. There's a heart in this crown I've just noticed in the design too. So I feel like maybe there was a period in your life where you were treated better by somebody else, or maybe treated like a queen, taken care of in a good way. You were more in tune psychically on a conscious level, and that was good for you. It worked for you, and love was very much a possibility in your subconscious. Now presently you're kind of not sure. You're really not sure, so some things have changed. Even if you are with the same person, they maybe are treating you differently. You do have the big conch shell, which is the big listen, which means like this is spirit trying to tell you to listen or speak to us, like listen for us. But this is kind of leading into the now. And you have the Egyptian button up here in your higher mind, but it's flipped over. This is like ancient wisdom, communication, that sort of thing. And it's next to the listen charm. So I feel like, to be honest, I feel like there is some sort of channeled information or downloads that you could be receiving that you're kind of maybe not getting right now. That's why this is flipped over. But the information is there for you, and it's like it's next to this conch shell, which says to me that um, if you're able to open up, some really good information, some really valuable information could come down or could download to you. But at this time, it's not happening as of yet. So I'm going to turn that over, right? And that's in the present time right now. Now, I have in the higher mind the scuba diver, which says that, girl, you need to meditate. You need to get down deep into who you are and what you need to know. You can sort this out. This is what the scuba diver is saying to me. If you go deep, this is up in your higher mind. If you go deep and do what you know to be right and true, you're going to access some good information. Now, as you do that, as this scuba diver starts to swim down, like going towards this, he almost looks like he's positioned to go straight on down, swim right on down to this wisdom charm. right? Like we're gonna go into deep into our subconscious and access our wisdom. He's gonna swim right underneath this glass charm and he's gonna flip it over. Let's see what it says. Your dreams are attainable. Okay? We have the solar plexus chakra, which is the third chakra here. This is the chakra that we create from. This is like our right, like below our heart chakra. So I feel like this is upright. As he swims down and you swim past this, he's also sort of swimming towards the future. So you're moving towards the future. You're going to start creating from your third and believing that your dreams are attainable. You've got the hardened heart here, which says to me that there is a possibility that you've been through a lot in the past, but it rests here and you accept it for what it is. It's connected to your third chakra. So it says to me that your ability to create, even from a place of, say, having a broken or feeling like you have a broken or damaged heart, is not going to be a problem for you. It's not going to affect your creation or your power to create. You also have St. Judas Tadeo here, which is the remover of obstacles. So anything that you feel that is in your way right now, he's underneath that heart of yours. He's underneath that pain. He's there and able to help you if you sort of like, I mean, I don't want to tell anybody to pray to these saints or whatever, but if you want a focal point or somebody to ask for help, he would be the one. He will come in and help to remove some of these blocks. The heart underneath, resting above him, says to me that he is holding you up. And this is not only in the now, but this is heading into the future. You have the Eiffel Tower. Oh, sorry if it's my hand, I think that's causing it to go out of focus. You have the Eiffel Tower underneath here. So love is present. I feel like this is representational of love, not necessarily travel. But let me try and fix this camera really quick. Sorry. Let me just switch the cameras out. 1 second. Okay. The Eiffel Tower is hiding underneath here. So there might be the opportunity for travel, but there's definitely the opportunity for love. Okay. This also flips over when you start to flip over that too as he swims down further. Oh, Jesus Christ, there's a whole big script on this one. This says, to get through the hardest journey and continue living, we need to make only one step at a time, but we must keep stepping. Chinese proverb. So you need to keep working towards whatever it is that you're wanting, even if you're not sure. This really not sure here, right? Things may not seem very clear, but you have to keep stepping forward. And as you do that, as you keep swimming downward towards this wisdom, don't let these, like, to me this rubber snake is kind of like shitty thoughts that is like wrapping around your wisdom, self-doubt, bullshit that you like. It's a rubber snake. Like be off with you, rubber snake. Like, see you later. Like, you need to like let go of that stuff. Don't let it bother you. You've got wisdom down here, face up and ready for you, like in the future. So you need to keep stepping towards that. Allow yourself to carry yourself there. And then this last charm that you have, which is face down in the future, is the Nino. This is the baby. He is face down and he was upside down. I don't know if that, and he's in the future, so this is questionable, but I don't know your age either, Queen Kimmy, but I'm wondering if you're considering having a child with whoever you're with, and that there might be a possibility that you might do that if you can trust this person enough. But the thing is can you trust them? That's the thing where I feel like there's something that you're questioning or you're not sure whether or not you can trust whoever you're with, your boyfriend. And so you need to go deep, dear. You need to swim into your subconscious and do the work because the wisdom is there, the love is there. You're just really not sure right now. And like, I'm going to pull the rubber cobra back out and put him back here just to show you. Your thoughts are kind of going this way and that and slithering around like a snake and sort of confusing you a little bit. He might be confusing you a little bit. But the thing is you are a queen, girl. Treat yourself as such. Reconnect yourself to your spirit guides. You can do that. They're here and they have some information for you. They have knowledge for you that you need that are going to make your dreams attainable, but you have to keep going one step at a time. Don't confuse yourself and overload yourself with too many issues. Do you know what I mean? Um, can you trust him? Let me ask you this. Is it possible that he's this rubber snake? Sonia Michael says, yes, queen. Over on Facebook. I love it. Is he this rubber snake, possibly? That's the thing that makes me think when you say, can I trust him? I think this is about you more so than about him. This is about you doing the work and digging deep. You already know the answers. You are the queen, right? You know the answers. You know how you're supposed to be treated. You know how you're supposed to feel. And if you're not feeling those things right now, then there's a reason for that. You really think you're the snake? Well, then don't let those thoughts get into your head, because they are the rubber snake. They're almost like joke thoughts. Do you know what I mean? They're just there to like sort of spook you, scare you, and annoy you. But they're not really real. They're rubber. They're like, they're not a threat. Hi Freda, how are you? So that would be my charming for you. If you're considering having a child with him in the future, that's still up for debate because the child is face down, but that's way in the future. You need to get around this remover of obstacles in the hardened heart and start to believe that your dreams are attainable. Through, Kimmy asks, how do I connect to the wisdom? This is your connection here. This scuba diver. You need to start to meditate. You need to start to go inward. Like that card that we just had that said, why are you really afraid to be alone in this moment? Go deep, get inside yourself, get into your head, just go from your higher mind down in, swim down here, flip over this belief of your dreams being obtainable. Like, go sort of inward, meditate, sort out your heart and your head. Don't get like sort of caught up in all of these issues or problems that you have or that you think you have, to sort of subvert your attention so that you don't get anything accomplished. This video keeps going. I think it's because my hand is too close to the screen, to the camera. It throws everything off. 1 second, I'm just adjusting the camera again so you can see everything. So I would say submerge yourself into your depths of your psyche, into the depths of your self through meditation, through spending alone time, through checking with your feelings, through, feeling your vibration. What are you projecting? What are you doing? How are you feeling? How is it making you feel? This really not sure in the subconscious needs to be changed. It needs to be healed. It's a green dice, so it says to me that you need to sort of heal that and let that go. You're 23, okay. I just wasn't sure how old you may or may not be, so that's good to know. I mean, I think that you can do this. I think that you have the connection too with this conch shell. Like, you have the awareness with this amethyst here. You have the psychic ability and the connection to your sixth chakra. I mean, this would be that. You were utilizing it more in the past. Your intuition was on point. I think that if your intuition is bugging you about whether or not you can trust him, maybe you can't. Well, the baby is not fully here yet, girl. You can stop that. So the baby is like a possibility in the future. So don't let it give you anxiety. Just don't manifest it, right? Don't let any rubber snakes get in the way of wisdom where you misstep and end up creating a baby in the future. But right now the baby is upside down and face down, meaning he's questionable. He's not necessarily here or coming. But it's possible. It's a possibility. Do you need to screenshot this board, or can I clear the board? Saint Judas Tadeo. Judas, they call him. Tadeo. Okay, you took a photo? Perfect. All right. Anything about PES? Does that make any sense to you? Like, are those initials? SEP? EPS? ESP! ESP, girl! Hold on. ESP! Extrasensory perception. Start trusting your intuition. I just checked my PayPal. Thank you, Ducky. I did just check my PayPal. ESP, girl. Extrasensory perception. You need to trust your gut going forward. If you feel like there's doubt, if you're doubting him, you might know something and you need to like go inward, go deep, go inward and figure out the answers. But this ESP here is like extrasensory perception. Like, you'd like... Queen Kim says, Dan, holy shizzle. I think we'll just leave that up there for a moment. ESP. Yes. So, I think that you need to trust your ESP. You also have that stone right here next to it that was the stone of clairvoyance. It's amethyst, girl. Like, it's the 6th chakra. It's your intuitive third eye. Like, you know this stuff. You had the big conch shell, the spirit listen, and the information up here waiting to come down and be downloaded. I think that you might be avoiding it because you're too busy down here in that subconscious with the I don't know, that self-doubt stuff. You need to let that go and rise back up and fuck around up here in this area with your ESP. You'll find your answers, girl. It's like she has ESPN or something. Exactly. She gets every game in every language. All right. So, let me shut that shit off. Oh no, my camera's frozen. How did that happen? Ay, Jeebus. Hold on one second, guys. I think I screwed up my camera. Let me see. What did I do? Here. Oh wait, no, that's not what I need to do. I need to do this. I need to go back to this camera. I froze it. Oh no, my camera is frozen. Wait, what's going on here? Why is that... I'm upside down? Is my camera frozen for you guys? It's frozen on my end. Like Walt Disney, exactly, I'm frozen. I am using OBS and it drives me nuts. I see myself in the little camera. I am frozen. Shit. Okay. Let me see. How can I fix this? Do you know how to fix this, Queen Kimmy? I don't know how to fix this. Well, you know what? It makes me think of the Frozen, and then it makes me think of that damn song, Let It Go, and all of tonight's cards have been about detaching. So maybe this is a good time to let go and detach. Oh, the one next to the camera. What do you mean? Tell me, Queen Kimmy, how do I fix it? The one next to the camera? Where are you talking about? I don't know how to reload the stream, and I'm afraid if I turn it off... If I exit, that will end the stream. I don't know. I don't know this thing very well. You're welcome, Kristen. I think now is the time to go. I think this is the Spirit's way of saying it's been a great night, but I can't seem to get the front camera to work. Microsoft Camera Front. Okay, that switches that. Now let me switch it back. Hey, we're back. Okay, all right, awesome. I figured it out. I don't know how, but I figured it out. So, sorry about that. You're gonna have to, if you know OBS, Queen Kimmy, you're gonna have to give me a tutorial because I have no clue what I'm doing, as you can tell. So, but I hope you trust your ESP and you let that carry you through all of these situations that might be slightly confusing to you. But I think that honestly, you've got this. You've got this. I'm going to do one thing really quick before we go, just to close. I want to do one more card from the breakup deck for all of us. Just a thought for all of us, okay, as we leave here tonight. So let's do that really quick. Thank you for that reading, Spirit. Can I please have one more card for the group, for the collective? What do we need to know? Hey, Bodie. Hi, buddy. What's up, big boy? Hi, Diddy. Oh, my babe. Oh, my babe. What are you doing? I know. I'm coming to cuddle. Give me a minute. I know, Papa. Are you hot? Do you need water? Bumblebee? Here's our card and our thought for the night. Stop feeling bad for yourself. They aren't worth your energy. So I think that this can apply to any situation that's making us feel bad or is pulling our attention in a way that brings our energy vibration down. Whatever that may be. It doesn't have to be people. It could be people. It could be relationships. It could be family members. It could be job or career situations, things that we've been dealing with. But it isn't worth your energy. So pull your energy back. And on that note, everybody remember to disconnect from each other's energy tonight from this live. Please disconnect from my energy. I will make sure to pull my energy back from you guys because that is important. And remember, like, whether you're feeling bad or in whatever way, you don't have to. You can find the gratitude, you can find the grace, you can move away from the situation as quickly as you found yourself in it, even if you weren't trying to get there, right? And so I'm saging us all. I'm saging the space. I'm virtually saging you guys, cleansing your auras and sending you away with love and kindness. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the forecast. It will be a Sunday morning forecast, so it will be 3 cards. We will see the energies for the week. And please tune in if you would like to do that with us tomorrow. It will be earlier because I'm going to try and attend church at 10 a.m. And then beyond that, just watch my videos, like, share, subscribe. I'll be back doing this next Friday and Saturday night. And I will see you guys then. And I wish you guys a great night. Thank you for all who attended, who stayed, who watched. And Shelby, I forget that it's you because I see Leanne Mirror. Have a good evening, and we got to do your reading at some point, okay, Shelby? So keep that in mind. I told your mom that I would do a reading with you when you're feeling better, so you let me know, okay? And I will talk to you guys soon. And oh! Oh, hold on. Now I know what she's asking for. Queen Kimmy, hold on. I can do that for you. One moment, please. You don't want an invocation. You want an evacuation.
You might experience the weather. Yeah, we heard about all the evacuation going on, but we just came out here to experience the weather. Evacuation. Have you ever experienced the weather? Yeah, we heard about all the evacuation going on, 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 evacuation going
Spreads
on,
like fuck this.
evacuation going on, 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 evacuation, 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 evacuation.
I love it.
She just followed me right out.
They came out here to do what? What
Alright.
did you come out here to do? What was it? Why?
Queen Kimmy says twerk. Bitch, if I could twerk, I wouldn't be on here doing readings. I'd be out there making those dollars. Boom, 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 boom. All right, I will see you guys. I gotta go. I gotta get the dogs out and get my space clean and clear again. You guys do the same. I will see you in the morning. Have a great night. And remember, detach with grace. All right, have a good night. Bye, you guys.